Hi, this is Larry Menti, and welcome back to the Delaware Way. We've been talking about the Republican Party in Delaware, what's left of the Republican Party in Delaware, and trying to resuscitate it once again. And we've been graced with the presence of the, I made you president for a second. We've been graced with the presence of the chair of the Republican Party, Charlie Copeland, also Kevin Kelly, who has been involved with the Republican Party in Philadelphia. And we thought it was a good idea to add a Democrat to the mix, and we are honored to have the former mayor of Wilmington, James Baker, the only mayor to serve 3 terms in the city of Wilmington. Mayor, you've heard this debate for the heart and soul of the Republican Party. Being on the other side of the aisle, and you watch this debate taking place, does it warm your heart that Republicans are fighting?
No, I think you need a 2-party system for the country to be a good country. You can't have it just one way or the other. I think the Democrats are suffering from the same thing, except it's not as pronounced because you don't have a group that calls themselves whatever as rattling the Democrats. But you have the farther left groups that are pushing the Democrats the same way you're getting from the right on the conservatives. And there's no one thinking in the Tea Party. They've got people who have one belief or this belief or that belief. So it's not like there's a manifesto that everybody agrees to. And the same way with the Democrats, the left doesn't have the same positions that they all agree.
Let's talk about Delaware for a second.
Right.
Is Delaware now definitely a blue state?
Oh, I don't think it'll stay that way.
No?
No.
It must
Times
be
will change.
heartening to you. Why?
Well, it's not heartening.
It seems like it's, wait a
I don't
second, it
watch
seems
the-
like it's becoming more blue and more blue and more blue all the time, to the point where it's dark blue. I mean, if
Well,
you look at
it
the
really
numbers, it's
depends
about
on-
3-to-1 Democrat in the
Sure,
state.
but it also depends on the candidates and what your positions are. Delaware doesn't use the traditional issues and fights that you see in a lot of other states. So even though it's, quote, blue now, it wasn't at one time.
No, there was, you know, the history of the state. You had Roth and DuPont and Castle, I mean, national figures
Sure.
in the Republican Party. And now it seems like there was no bench built. Like there's no one coming up to replace those names.
Well, you certainly had some giant Republicans, and they got replaced by very, very small of stature Democrats. And so we want to bring back more national Republicans. There's a little shot there. You know, the rumors of our death have been greatly exaggerated, and we're going to field, I think, at the local level, a very, very successful slate of candidates. I think we had some statewide folks that are going to win their races. And yes, we have our challenges. You know, we spent a lot of time sort of not building a bench.
Who's your candidate for Senate?
I can't tell you that yet.
Why?
Because I am still in conversation. We haven't.
Oh, you don't
finalized
have
our-
a, wait, do you have a candidate for Senate? Or
I
are you
have
still talking to somebody
a couple of people
you
that
think
want to run.
So you don't have a candidate?
I do not have one in my pocket.
No, so there's no announcement to make. You can't make an
Today.
announcement because there's no announcement
Correct.
to make because you don't have a candidate right now.
If you want to phrase it that way, that's fine.
But you're confident
we will
that
have
this,
a candidate.
the person you're
Absolutely.
talking to is going to be?
There are a couple of people we are talking to. I'm confident that at least one of them will become our candidate.
Because I was led to believe you had somebody, but it sounds like you're still having some kind of beauty pageant. And that.
You know, the difference between, say, business and other areas of the world is that the politics is a zero-sum game, right? Either you're the governor or I'm the governor. We can't be co's. And so you got to have some of those discussions to decide how, and sometimes it becomes a primary, or sometimes a nominating convention, sometimes an election, or sometimes people say, you know what, you go ahead because you're better positioned to do it.
This must be deja vu to you, as you looked at the Republican Party in Philadelphia just a couple of years ago. Actually, even the Republican Party right now, who couldn't find any viable candidates to run.
They couldn't find them because they didn't want to find them, because they took the crumbs that the Democrats gave them personally, enriching themselves or sustaining themselves. To me, that is, I mean, that's immoral. So when I was told that, you know, we couldn't win, I just said, well, as chairman, you can have that position. You just can't have it and be chairman. Otherwise, what's the point? So that group is gone, and hopefully now I know we are building a Republican Party. But ideas matter. Mayor talked about on the spectrum, and classifying people ideologues. Ideas matter. Ideas built this country. And in the Tea Party, or the grassroots that I represent, the idea is enshrined in a document. Now on the left, it's enshrined in something called the social contract. I don't know what that is. I've never signed it, but it wasn't what this country's founded upon. So there's a distinction there between what I would say are grassroots conservatives as opposed to the left.
Let's come back to that. We want to take a break, but let's come back to that because I've heard this before. I heard this actually when I was doing the interview with Senator Coons a couple of weeks ago, that ideologues get a lot of attention, but you still have to govern. Sure. So the idea that there might be a difference between an ideology and actually governing is an interesting debate to have that we'll have when we come back.